Hello, it's Heidi from Dingley Dell Creative, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a step-by-step process on how to hand paint a tray. So let me talk you through some of the tools that we're going to be using. So we have a medium standard emulsion brush here, which is going to be great for getting your base coat on, and then varying thicknesses for the decorative element. And then we have a watercolour pencil to make the marks once the base coat is added, and then a sharpener, a rubber, and a fine grade, I think this is 180, sandpaper. This is just to take away any little bumps that may come up in the tray. Moving on to this mustard pot. Quite often when painting repetitive decorative design, you can use multiple items from around the home. This occasion we're going for pomegranate, so I was looking for something circular, trace around it and then build up the design from there. You don't need a lot for the decorative elements, so just maybe a tablespoon of each colour and then slightly more for the main base colour. On this occasion, I'll be working with duck egg blue, dusky pink and a paler dusky pink on a stone base, and we'll be using the stone white to bring out the accents in the design, and that will really make it pop. We're taking the medium sized brush and I've just wet the edge slightly. It will make the paint a lot smoother to go on the surface. So we're just going to work into those corners and then go with the grain of the wood if you can. Just try not to go in too heavy. That's what will give you a really lovely finish. It's almost better to do 2 or 3 coats and have one thick coat. It's had its 2 coats and it's dried. I'm going to go in now with a watercolour pencil. So I'm going to start with the pomegranate shape. It's just a circular pot and I'm going to trace around it, and then I'm going to go in with the pencil and add the leaf detail on the top. So now we're ready to add detail. First of all, I'm going to go in with the fine detail brush around the outside, and then I will go in and fill the details in with the larger brush. So the first coat's applied and it's all dry. Because it's a darker colour going onto a lighter base, it is still showing through some of the base colour on there. So we're going to apply a second coat. Same process as before, using the fine paintbrush to go around the outside and then using the slightly thicker brush to fill in the centre. So the base of the pomegranate's complete. It's had 2 coats and it's been left to dry. Now we're going to be working on breaking the pomegranate down into different areas, colours and patterns. First of all, I'm going to paint in the paler dusky pink there. When you're painting, I find anyway, it's really helpful to use your little finger as a balance. It just helps stop the shaking and the pressure, and that also then stops the base of your hand rubbing against the paint. So now we're going to go in with the duck egg blue, and we are going to work 3/4 of the way down the pomegranate into the dusky pink and bring it down again. So we're breaking the pattern down into sections all the time. So now the base colours are all added, we're going to go in on the detail. The more pressure you put down on the brush, the larger the line will be. But also the paint will, depending how loaded you are with the paint might run out quicker. So it's just about practicing your lines, practicing the pressure and finding what you feel comfortable with. So now that we've put the stripes on, we're now going to put some dots on. And the best way that I found it to mix the paint in so that all of the end is covered of the brush, and then just clean off the edges a little bit there so you get a better circle. And then we're just going, and if you start at the centre and then work out from wherever you are, because that's the first place your eye will go to anyway when you look at something, you go to the centre of something. So now we're going to outline the duck egg blue with the dusky pink around the edges. So again, just watch the thickness of the paint when you're putting the paint onto the brush and how much pressure you put on the brush to create the thickness of the line. So now we're going to fill in the negative spaces with some stem details with little leaves added as well. Try not to go too close to the pomegranate because you need to leave room either side on the stem for the leaves. I'm ready to go in with the leaves, and I'm really focusing in on pressure on the brush. So you go in, add the pressure and then drop the brush down, and that creates the leaf shape. So some of them may be thinner and slightly thicker, and that's what will create the interest when you look at the finished piece. So experiment with your pressure as well when you go in with the leaves and the amount of space that you leave between the leaves. So now that the pomegranates and leaf design is complete in the centre, I just thought it would be nice to add a little bit of detail around the border. I'm just going to concentrate on doing some line work around the outsides just to add interest. You could possibly also as well add some line detail across the top here, but I'll just be focusing on the outside for now. So now it's time to seal the tray to make it waterproof from spillages and things. I'm using a matte water-based lacquer to seal the detail work and the area that you would wipe. It will be a little bit cloudy, but as it dries it will dry clear. And there we have it, well done. A beautifully hand-painted decorative tray to be enjoyed on leisurely mornings or lazy afternoons in the garden. You can find more of my work at Dingley Dell Creative. Thank you for painting along with me.